Welcome to a new Skyblock. I started this as a little bit of a playthrough on my own time. Of course. I started playing through this pack on my own and decided, let's make a whole series about it, because I was just having so much fun that, like, let's just make it a series. So where's the little... Give me that. So I've played through a lot of this, and I know all the things. In fact, I'll just read through all of that later. I'll check it off. I know... Unless, do I have to? I might have to. It's gonna make me... Yeah. So I know all of this stuff. I played through this pack, got decently far to where I was automating the sand, gravel, stone, cobblestone, and the clay. And I had almost been able to automate grout even. So I got pretty far in. But here we are starting over. And I know all this stuff. I'm not gonna... That is loud. And now I believe it wants me to look at a piece of dirt or grass. Yes. So I'm just gonna rush through some of this. It's pretty simple. Oh, I didn't actually... I rushed a little too quick. I didn't pick which kind of tree I want. I would have picked spruce. I want dark oak. But I also want spruce. Spruce is nice, but dark oak produces a lot of wood, so it's really good for Skyblock in the early game. I ended up picking a pink sapling naturally. That's great. And then we're gonna get a bunch of stuff. I believe, let's see if I can do this off of memory. I got a piece of dirt. I did this. Get this guy. Oops, not that button. What is it, G? D? It's that and that. Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing. And then we just break dirt. Can't be grass, it has to be dirt. So I want sticks, and then I want some planks, and then I want a crafting table. So sticks you get from these twigs, and then you... Oh, I already got planks. So the plank is done, and then crafting table. And we'll set up right here, I guess. And then we're gonna take down this tree. A bunch of the saplings will probably fall into the void, but it's not the end of the world. Oh wait, no, I think... No. Be smart about this. Like that, and then we can get some of this stuff. I don't want to get too much because I want to actually get some saplings from this. The leaves are going to be a very strong resource for us to have until we get to automate a bunch of stuff. I was afraid of that. Only one sapling. Leaves get us dirt, and in the immediate, they also get us string, which will get us wool, and a bed to sleep on, which will be very nice. But that is going to take some time. For now, we're gonna get these rocks, turn them into cobblestone. And that... What's the quest line want me to do? It wants me to do a ton of stuff, but what I'm gonna do with that, there's this really cool mod that if you look at right below a block, you can place a block under it. So I'm gonna make Oh, I'm going to fail to place that. I can get that back later. I'm going to make a little bit of a platform underneath the dirt. And that way I can mine a bunch of it and actually pick it up instead of having to worry about it falling into the void. And we just do that a bunch of times. But what I really, really want to do, we're going to want a hammer and an excavator real quick. Those are going to make getting all these resources a lot easier. But for now, I'm in the grind where I just continuously break stuff. I get some cobblestone, and then I place it. You also occasionally get some bone meal, which reminds me, another thing you can do is put some bone meal and some sticks, and you get a sapling grower. And this, you just right-click the sapling and it will grow. It's just like bone meal as a tool with durability. It's pretty nice. I think that's even a quest. I'm not going to claim these quests for a while because I don't have the inventory space. Oh, but I have to have the material. Oh, this is telling me that. And then I should have bone meal on me. Do I need a certain amount for that to count? I'll just check mark. These are all just check mark quests. That's right. Yeah. Can be crafted from twigs and sticks. So that's good to know. Remember that, because we're going to want a lot of wood eventually. So getting a bunch of saplings will be nice. But right now, one thing I really want is a chest, so that I can store stuff and then I can claim quests. And then I'll just be haphazard at this exact moment. And then if I claim quests, it looks like click to collect all rewards in this top right corner. That was telling me everything I got. All right, so we're just gonna grind, and we're gonna be here a while. So I had some microphone issues, and I recorded like an hour's worth of footage, probably even more. That is just unusable, and so I did a lot. I have these little spots that I used to grow some dark oak, but I actually ended up with only 3 saplings, so I can't grow anymore. Got a bunch of stone, turned it into a hammer and an excavator. And the excavator, what you can do is you get this in, then you just right click with the excavator and it turns it into all the resources you need. It drops the dirt. So if I just do it over here without dirt to replace it, it's just like that. So it gives you the dirt, the rock, and the twig. But having dirt in your offhand lets you just do this over and over and over and over again, which has made it super easy to get a bunch of rocks and a bunch of twigs. And that's helped, and some bone meal. And that's helped me create this big platform. I've also gotten some gears, and these are crafted like that, which also let me get some stone gears, which are crafted like this, but with stone. So that's what these furnaces are about. They have been giving me stone. I also turned a bunch of wood I got into charcoal, obviously. That's how that charcoal works. And then I got some smooth stone. And the smooth stone is what you use to get these stone rods, to get the gears. And then you get a cloche with some smooth stone and a simple machine frame, and that is with some gears and some planks. And the cloche is this guy, and what you just do is you put some dirt and a sapling in there, and it produces all of this. And I also put a shearer upgrade in here, which is crafted like this, and the upgrade is more smooth stone and another gear. So you need a lot of stone and smooth stone, and that lets me get leaves, which will be used to get dirt. And this is how I'm going to be making a bunch of stuff with dirt, especially farms eventually. And then I also got a water collector, which is more smooth stone, another machine frame, and floppers, which is smooth stone and another gear. So like I said, a lot of smooth stone. And this collects water. It just passively, water will come in here. And then the flopper lets you put water into the world. So this flopper is taking water from here and putting it into here. And then I got this guy. He is a strainer. And that was just a mesh, and this wood mesh was just some sticks and another machine frame. So more logs, more stone. And then you put some dirt into the strainer. I don't have it in my inventory. And it lets out the outputs like this, some clay and some rocks. And that's how you get clay. And so I ended up completing all of these quests, except I didn't mark this. What does it say? Oh yeah, it's what I just showed with the excavator. I just didn't mark it down. And mini charcoal, charcoal gives you 8 mini charcoal, and then each mini charcoal produces or lets you, you can put a single mini charcoal in to smelt a single item, and that lets you be a little bit more efficient with your fuel. And this is how I knew about the upgrades, and there's more upgrades to come. I just haven't read them yet. And the cloche and the straightener, and now I'm into clay. But first I'm gonna get another cloche because I want a lot more leaves. So let's see what I can do. I don't have any more gears. I have the 7 wood ones on my inventory. You end up using a lot of gears, so it's just always good, I seem to think, to overcraft them. And that way you just have a ton on hand. So we get these. What else do we need? I could have just crafted that. I already had a frame. But what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to get another one of those shear upgrades because I want to get as many leaves as I can. Let's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can shift click that. And do this. Oops. And now we have a shear upgrade. And I'm going to put this, I'll just put them on either side of the chest. And we'll get the dirt and the sapling. And this takes some time, but it will produce stuff, and it will also produce more dark oak saplings. So eventually I can actually just farm these. And I'm doing this so I can get a ton of wood, because every cycle of this only gives you 2 wood, no matter what the tree is, I think. I'll check back in that many ticks to make sure that's true, but I'm 99% sure that's true. But now I'm going to be getting a ton of leaves, which should let me get a ton of dirt. And the dirt goes into the strainer. Oops. And then that will get me clay. I'm just going to do 10 for now. I want to be careful. And I will also get some more cobble. It's always going to be a good idea to have extra stone and extra smooth stone. So let's just get 2 stacks of stone so I can do that. And let's check out the quests. What do you want? So it wants clay, and then it wants me to turn into bricks. It also wants me to turn into a bucket and a brick furnace and actual bricks. That makes sense. And then it wants a blast furnace. And the reason you want a blast furnace, at least in the immediate, is that you can't get glass in a regular furnace. You can only get it in a blast furnace. And glass would be very useful because it can let you get some pipes, and that will let you move a bunch of stuff. You can move items around, and that's essential for automation. I also found out that when you use the grower on the saplings, they turn into dirt. The magenta goes into dirt. So I'm also kind of experimenting. It seems not, but I was wondering if regular grass could make magenta dirt into magenta grass, because that is a thing. And I was wondering what that would look like and what it might or might not do. Because if I can get magenta saplings, I'm wondering if I can get magenta flowers. And you can also get all the different color dirts here. And if you can get magenta flowers, you can presumably get all the other color flowers, which would get all the dyes. And that's a good way to get dyes, which I think I'm going to want. But yeah, so I'm getting clay to get bricks. And then we get into the melting. I just hit the button again. There's our clay. What the heck just happened? And then borrow some of you. And you. I want to be as efficient as I can, so I'm going to give it a quantity of 8. Yes, so this has gone a few ticks, and it's only giving me 8 dark oak. So I actually got 2 saplings, which is exactly enough. That I'm gonna also farm dark oak. And then let's turn down the sound a little. Since I'm farming dark oak, that's going to give me a lot of logs, and then the logs will become charcoal. It should be super nice. Complete this quest. Nice. And then also complete this quest. Oh, I threw in... There are people probably screaming at me that I threw in rocks instead of cobble. But that's actually going to let me go ahead and just do the one item. And this is where mini charcoal comes in handy, because you got the one item and you don't have to waste a whole piece of charcoal or do the math on how many planks you need or sticks you need. It's just one and you're done. And you. Oh, you grew on your own already. Another nice thing that you can do is if you break from the bottom with an axe, can't do it with just your hand, it has to be with an axe, it fells the entire tree. Did I get it? I did get exactly enough saplings to grow back another tree. So that's nice. I'm not going to auto grow it. I'm not desperately trying to get a ton, but just the more I get, the better. And now I'm going to get the brick furnace. Like that. And get another brick. I need one more brick. So one more dirt should be enough. It usually seems to be giving me 2 clay at a time. And so that should be fine. Oh, I have those leaves so I can make more dirt. Forgot about those. Those. And you just keep getting more dirt. And this is a fairly mundane process that is entirely repetitive. But it works. Yeah, gave me 2 clay. And I'm gonna use the mini charcoal. And I don't know if I need other clay for other things. So I'm gonna just keep as much as I can and not overuse it. All right, we got the brick. And now we come up here. We do 3 brick, the brick furnace, and some smooth stone. And we get the blast furnace, which will make our lives a little easier in multiple ways. One way is I don't have enough charcoal, but if I did, actually I do just enough. We can put cobblestone in here and it will go straight. First off, it's faster, which is nice. It also goes straight to smooth stone. So we save on charcoal and save on time. And now we just have a bunch of stone instead of needing a bunch of smooth stone. And let's actually be a little bit smart about this. I'm gonna need, that's 5, I already have 5, 6, 7, 8. Be nice. And I have a whole stack. So we're gonna get some more charcoal here. While it's cooking, we can also, we can get glass, but I've just let some smooth stone in. So I think since I have clay now, I can get grout. And this will start this mission, which should be easy. I should have... Do I have a single piece? Yes, I have a single piece. This will... I have 1 piece of sand, 1 piece of gravel, and 1 piece of clay. That gets me 2 grout, and that's just to get started on this. But I'm going to get a ton more of that. I'm going to get a ton more of that. Which does mean a ton more of dirt. I wonder if I can mix and match with the leaves. Make sure they don't stack like that. So if I were to be able to see them in my inventory, there's the magenta leaves and then there's dark oak leaves. You can... That will make it a little bit better. Because then you're just left with 1 leaf instead of a bunch of varying colors. Once I automate clay, I won't need as much dirt. So I don't need to worry about that too much. Which I'm going to try to rush to as much as possible. So... let's get some rocks. Get that. Put it in my offhand. Come up here so I'm not messing with my platform. And just like you do with the dirt, you do this except with the hammer instead of the excavator. And suddenly I have a bunch of clay. Some of which has fallen down this way. Should be a whole stack. Can I see it in my inventory? I am literally blind. I'm missing 1. Where is this elusive 1. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's not hard to make. Okay, there it is. Cool. Then I'll half that. Actually, I can do genuine math, do this to the exact. We want a solidifier, which needs 2 or 4. It needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, which is, and then 2 bricks. So that's, I have to do math, 25, I think. It's offhand, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 8, so 32, was that 57? And then 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Of course, it's not a perfect stack. And each one creates 2. So yes, 32 should work. Let's do that. Maybe if I stand on top of it, it's more likely to pick up. There's one singular guy somewhere, just like the clay. Just like the... Okay. Oh, crafts 3. That's different. Still need a bit more. Oh, you need it in the blast furnace. Makes sense. And now I just wait for this to do its thing. So I'm gonna let this craft do its thing. And then we'll be back. I think I have everything I need. We get this guy. Oh, I can get that too. This is the fuel tank. And let's go ahead and we need that as well. Put those there. 3 and 3. And that gets us the solidifier. We have 8 left for you. Gets us that guy. And let's check mark this before. And this tells us molten coal. You can put charcoal in and it will become molten coal. And we do this, this, and this. And we get a little wooden gear. And then we get the gear mold. That's all the molds. Let's put this down. So I'm just gonna go left to right. Actually, no, we're gonna have it in the middle. And also, what we want, should have already been doing this. I could have it done. I'll just use some dark oak because I'm not running low on it. Oops. Give me a block there. Go boom. I should have more water there. Boom. Got that. And then you put this in the blast furnace. And this is going to get you some, what's it called? Hot water bucket. I didn't know what the adjective for it was. But hot water goes in there. Coal goes in here, and you go in there. I'm assuming you're going to need 4. I think 4 is probably exactly how much you need. 320 millibuckets. Does this say how much it needs? No. Well, let's see. Yes, so it's not like more efficient or anything. But I got that, which also tells me if I have 8, that's 9. Come on, whatever. if I get the block mold in here, and I put 8 of you in, that, actually 9, because that's how blocks work, so that's perfect. That should give me a block, which is also one of the quests, to just get some regular coal. And I'm going to want to get more coal gears as well, because we want a lot of these. And this needs all of that stuff, which I can do. Let's actually bookmark it. Boom, boom. And that's going to leave it over here. I think I mentioned that in one of my clips that had the microphone issues. So yeah, if you bookmark stuff, it goes over here, so you don't have to keep searching it and keep pulling things up. But boom, I get a sturdy machine frame, so I'm gonna get more advanced stuff. And a basic miner, you need a lot of cobblestone. 2 hammers, which is 6 compressed cobblestone, which is a lot. I did dumb. So you get that cobblestone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're gonna need I am 2 sticks short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it will let me use a one with used durability. I'm going to craft a bunch of these, so I'm going to bookmark that. What am I missing? Oh, I haven't crafted the hammers. Crafted the compressed cobblestone, but not the hammers. Where is the compressed cobblestone? I only got 5? What? I could have sworn I got... Whatever, yeah, okay. It's fine. Grab that. Grab this. I'll use the hammer that I have durability used on. It's fine. Not a big deal. And this is a big deal. But I'm going to have to make a space for it. I'll go out this way with a bunch of cobblestone. Got a little more space. Don't want to go too far because this is all temporary. And I don't want to make myself work even harder. But what you can do, if you get this and you hold G, this tells you this is this multi-block structure, and it works for all of these blocks. And this is how you're going to automate stuff. I'm going to start with cobblestone. And then the next thing I'm probably going to do is clay, so I don't have to be using as much dirt. Wooden scaffolding is the material we need. And this is going to cost a lot of wood, which I do have. Let's go ahead and use these twigs for sticks. Give me twig. Give me that. Give me that. Let's mark this as well. Going to be crafting it a lot, I suspect. 26. Yeah, let's go ahead and just craft a bunch. That does mean I need more sticks. If we look here, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 10, 15, 20, and then 3 on each side, so 9, so 29. So let's craft 29 of you. That's 21, 27, 30. And so, come over here. I'll just put it here. Go here. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 here. We go up 5, 2, 3, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then second from the top, go 3 on all sides. I miscounted. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, it wasn't 9, it was 12. So it was 41 or something like that. Which is fine. That's why you craft a ton of gears, because you're just gonna always need it. And then you put your cobblestone. Oops. This is where that mod comes as an issue if you don't click properly, like that. I'll just do it layer by layer instead of trying to be fancy with it. One more layer, I believe. And then we put our miner here, and we got a check mark. And this will automatically create cobblestone. And I think you can put something in here to make it faster or more efficient or something. And you can do the same thing with all of the other blocks, which I'm gonna do. So you need 3 by 3, so 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 36 blocks. So if I'm going to do this with clay, I need 36 blocks of clay, which times 4. I want math. It's gonna be a lot of blocks of clay. So I am gonna do that, and that is actually where we're gonna leave the episode. I'm gonna build multiple of these. One for clay, one for stone, one for all of these blocks. So we got one for cobblestone, and we got one for stone, one for gravel, one for sand, one for clay, and you can also do one for grout, which will make automating everything a lot easier. And in the next episode, we're probably gonna start making this base look pretty. I have some ideas, but I'm not a builder, so let's see if they actually work. It's gonna be some basic stuff, but yeah, here I'm just gonna be grinding out a bunch of materials, getting all the stuff I need. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.